She tucks the condoms into his pocket. I stand there and watch. The new girl marks her territory, and I just freeze. My throat closes up. I refuse to speak. Cole leans down. He loves this. Why are you being so good, Sadie? He whispers against my ear. No screaming. He taps the pocket. The condoms crinkle. Want to use them with me later? I force myself to stay quiet. Outsiders see a couple. I see the leash. I never cared about his money before. I never kissed off to him, but that was before I understood the food chain. My mom's high-paying job, she scraps floors for his parents. I pissed him off. My mom gets fired. It's that simple. Though I swallow the toxic jealousy, I play the role of the obedient girlfriend. I trade my dignity for my mother's paycheck. Chapter 1. Just before college applications were due, I went to a house party with my friend Naomi to blow off steam. Bad luck. I ran right into Cole. They were loud, discussing who Cole should lose his virginity to after graduation. Cole, come on, the one Jew. You're finally turning legal. Is it gonna be 80, or are you gonna pop the cherry with our lovely it-girl here? Cole's voice cut through the noise. Lazy, arrogant, knock it. Are you scaring Remy? Remy sat next to him. Her cheek blushed a delicate pink. Look at that, Ayla. The innocent flower sitting right there, and you're keeping your hands to yourself? A regular St. Cole chuckled. Say that in front of Remy again, and I'll break your jaw. Remy looked up, her eyes shimmering with practiced courage. Actually, I can do it. Blushing furiously, she tucked a box of strawberry-flavored condoms into his pocket. The room erupted in wolf whistle. I froze. My stomach dropped like a stone. I turned to Lee. Hey, Cole, whoops, like the wifey is here to check on you. Cole looked up, his eyes locking onto mine. He crooked the finger. 80, come here. I had no choice. I walked over. He grabbed my wrist and yanked. I landed hard on his lap. The scent of expensive whiskey and mint hit me, overwhelming my senses. I flinched, turning my head away instinctively. Hola, the sound was low, vibrating against my back. You're so well behaved lately. No jealousy. You found hiding in my ways, heat radiating through the fabric of my dress. We're both adult. Want to use this with me tonight? I pushed against his chest, my palm sweating. Dull, but people are watching. He stroked my hair like he was petting a dog. Relax, they're just joking. Don't be mad. I'm not mad, I said. My voice was flat, even. Cole's smirk faltered. Come on, don't be stubborn. I know you, Sadie. I know exactly what you're thinking. He continued. Don't take it out on Remy. She heard we almost broke up and said if you weren't cool with her, she'd back off. She just wants us to be happy. There's nothing going on between us. I smiled. It didn't reach my eyes. H, I believe you. Don't worry. I didn't come over here for that. Cole paused, his brow furrowed. And why are you here? What are you checking up on me? I looked him dead in the eye. Why would I be checking up on you? No, I'm just here to graduate with my friends. I'm leaving now. Naomi is waiting for me. I gotta go. Chapter 2. I tried to stand up. Cole's hand shot out, his fingers locking around my rib hard. Wait, he pursed his lips, his dark eyes boring into mine. Applications are due soon. But down USC with me. He tightened his grip just for a second before letting go. We're staying together in college. Walking away from him, my back was damp with cold sweat. I replayed my reaction in my head over and over. Did I smile at it? Was I beating him? Did I know him? I knew the reality. One word from this entitled print and my mom would be fired. That night, I stared at the college application portal. The cursor blinked, mocking me. With my grade, I could get into Stanford, one of the best schools in the country. USC was where Remy wanted to go. I sat there paralyzed. As I went behind Cole's back, if I secretly applied to Stanford, what would he do when he found out? Cole and I started dating sophomore year. He was the school legend, the king, handsome, top grade, old money, love letters, billed his locker every day. I was nobody, just the girl with her nose in the book, covered in graphite muddy. The side from my grade, I was invisible. Weird world. But back then, he made me feel safe. He knew I suffered from low blood sugar. His pockets were always stuffed with fruit candy just for me. He installed a custom seat on the back of his expensive motorcycle just so he could ride me home. I came from a single-parent home. My mom had an elementary school education. For years, she scrubbed dishes in restaurants until her hands were wrinkled and raw, earning pennies. Cole knew I was poor. He tried to give me money constantly. I never took a cent because I really loved him. I thought that by refusing his money, I was playing equality. I thought we were standing on the same level. Then, the miracle happened. Shortly after we started dating, my mom landed a dream job. Our financial situation flipped overnight. Mom said she was lucky. Her employer was kind. Families like that usually demand degree, but they made an exception for her. Full benefit, flexible time off, triple her old salary. She didn't have to break her back anymore. She stopped staying up all night worrying about my tuition. I always thought Cole was my lucky star, but when did it start to change? I think it was the day Remy transferred. She was a charity case, stuff like me, but she was pure and prettier. Long, luffy hair, skin like fine porcelain, a soft voice with a southern lilt that made her sound fragile. Day one, she was crowned the school's new it girl. Day one, she was called on to read an English passage. A teacher mocked her southern drawl. Remy slumped on her desk and cried for an hour. Half the class surrounded her, comforting her, including Cole. He stared at her for a long time. After that, he started helping her. Little thing. Remy would blush, stammering her thing, looking at him like he was a god, and slowly they got closer. Chapter 3. First, I didn't think too much of it, just classmates helping classmate. Then came gym cloth. My blood sugar crashed. The world tilted on its axis. Race spot danced in my vision. I stumbled over to Cole. Instinct took over. I reached into his pocket for the fruit candy he always kept there for me. He pulled back slightly, spreading his hand. That didn't bring any. I managed a weak laugh. Yeah, right. Were you kidding? I remembered a time he realized he'd forgotten my candy halfway to school. He turned his motorcycle around, raced to the convenience store, and risked detention just to make sure it hadn't. I raced in anyway. My fingers brushed against something. Not the wrapper of a fruit chew, but a small, elastic band, a hair tie. My smile stiffened. It felt like plaster cracking on my face. Cole's smile, casual as ever. Remy forgot hers last time and got yelled at for having her hair down. I keep a spare for her now. I stood there, the dizziness from the low blood sugar mixed with a sudden, sharp coldness in my chest, like a needle piercing right through. After that, I lost count of how many times he broke his own rules for her. Harker, his best friend, always looked down out on me. He told everyone I wasn't enough for Cole. Cole always dismissed it. He's just got a big mouth, Sadie. Ignore him. He's not a bad guy. But the moment Parker made a joke about Remy's southern accent, Cole cut him off, exploded on him. The custom seat on his motorcycle, it became her reserved throne. We've been dating for a year. I asked him to pin our chat on iMessage. She refused. It's dangerous, he said. My parents might check my phone. Now, Remy hid at the very top. She struggled with English, so he hired a private tutor for her. He used to fight to set Mike's domain club. Now, he asked the teacher to swap seat, though he could sit next to her. Remy to help her study, he claimed. After school, he took her out, showed her the world she'd never seen, her first trip to the coast, her first blue bottle coffee, her first tasting menu. Remy started calling him Big Brother. She accepted his charity with a terrifying ease. Everyone knew Cole had a new favorite, little sister. Behind my back, they gave me a new nickname, the Ick. I told myself over and over that he was just being kind. She was the poor transfer student. He was the savior, but it was eating me alive. I took relationships seriously. I didn't want to drift apart over this. I decided to sit him down to talk. I believed in us. I believed that if I just explained how I felt, Cole would fix it. Chapter 4. During our date, I brought up the nickname they gave me, the Act. I remembered when Remy got a nickname too, because of her southern accent and naturally high-pitched voice. Some guys called her Squeaky. Cole had a load it. He threatened to beat the hell out of anyone who said it again. I desperately wanted him to protect me like that, but when I told him, he just laughed. Oh, come on, he said it, waving a hand. They're just having fun. Don't be so petty, Sadie. My throat tightened. If all like I swallowed a handful of gravel, I couldn't speak. We were sitting across from each other, but Cole wasn't really there. He was swirling the ice in his glass with one hand, his eyes glued to his phone. He was texting Remy. He chuckled at something she wrote. I tried to pull him back to me. Cole, I said, my voice trembling. Can you please listen to me? I'm listening, he muttered, not looking a littling. A FaceTime request topped up on his screen. He answered it without a second of hesitation. Remy's voice chirped the speaker, loud and excited. Like, brother, his what? I got my English test back. I'm only 5 points behind you, only 5. Cole T, and you're proud of that? It was an accident. I'll beat you next time for sure. Cola, it was a warm, genuine sound I hadn't heard in a sign that I won't tutor you to hide. No, who asked for your help anyway? I can win without you. All right then, let's see it. They bickered back and forth, playful, intimate. It was like I sat there frozen. My heart felt heavy, sinking into my stomach like a stone dropped in ice water. Finally, Cole I blinked, looking at me as if he just remembered I was sitting there, right, 80. What were you saying? They crest my lips to God. Cole, Remy's voice screamed through the phone again. He hadn't fully closed the act. Cole, I left my English notebook at your house last night. Cole burst out laughing again. You idiot. How do you remember anything? Whatever. Just bring it to school tomorrow. Watching them, seeing that spark, I suddenly felt exhausted. It all felt so pointless. After he finally put the phone down, I looked him in the eye. Cole, if you want to break out, just say it. The smile vanished from his face instantly. His brow furrowed. The air around him turned cold. What? Just pick up like one phone call? You seriously throwing a tantrum over something this small? I told you 1,000 times. She is just a sister to me. I couldn't hold it back anymore. The dam broke. A sister? Do you pin your sister's chat to the top of your iMessage? Do you carry hair ties for your sister? Do you have her at your house every night for tutor? I continued. And Remy, does she have any boundary? Calling you big brother on our date? Bending you selfies every time she buys a shirt? Your gallery eagle for Cole's voice dropped an octave. Dangerous. You went through my phone? The temperature at the table plummeted. You looked at me with unadulterated ice in his eyes. So if you don't trust me, then we have nothing to talk about. He grabbed his jacket and walked out of the restaurant. I sat there alone, watching his back disappear through the door. The anger surged hot and blinding. I wanted to delete his number right then and there. My finger hovered over the delete button for a long time, but in the end, I couldn't do it. I went home. I pulled out a stack of calculus practice exams and I drowned myself in numbers to stop the pain.